Hey guys, it's LMG here, and black as a color in the Magic Pie is known for one thing in specific, and that would be its kill spells. And that is what black does best, is killing creatures. But have you ever wondered what the best black kill spells are? Because sure the fuck not this piece of shit. 3 mana just to kill a creature? We can do so much better than that. So this video is LMG's top 10 black kill spells. At number 10 we have Fell. Fell is a 2 mana sorcery that kills any creature regardless of anything. It is unconditional, but it is limited to this position on the list because it is sorcery speed. Fell came out and it was very mixed on its reception, because on one hand you have a 2 mana kill spell that you'll come to know as we get through this list. Usually requires some kind of drawback, and this one's drawback is sorcery speed. At number 9 we have Doomblade. Doomblade is a 2 mana instant that can destroy any non-black creature. Now, this one isn't too high on the list because obviously it can't kill 1/6 of the creatures in Magic, but it's still pretty good, especially if you're running mono black. At number 8 we have Force of Despair. Force of Despair is a 3 mana instant. Now hold your horses, because if it's not your turn, you can cast it for free by pitching a black card. And it kills every creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Obviously, it can hit multiple creatures. It can be free. It's instant, but it is limited to both requiring the creature to have come in this turn, and it requires an additional card instead of paying mana. Still good and great in things like CEDH or bluffing by having no open mana, but it does cost you an extra card in hand. At number 7 we have my personal favorite, Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to Run is a 2 mana enchantment with flash. Gives a creature -3/-3 till end of turn, and hexproof doesn't work, and ward does not trigger. Now, this does go at instant speed, and it does give you a permanent with bonus abilities afterwards. It gets around indestructible because it takes away their toughness instead of just dealing damage, just destroying. But you're limited in scope to creatures with toughness 3 or less, and you can't hit your own creatures with this. Now, you might be thinking, why would I want to hit my own creatures? Well, sometimes someone puts an aura on your creature in mono black, and you have exactly 2 cards to deal with that. So, you kill your creature and recast it from the graveyard later. At number 6 we have Heartless Act. Heartless Act is a 2-drop instant that can either destroy a creature with no counters on it, or remove 3 counters from a creature. Its instant speed has very little restriction, and in the chance that you have a deck that's heavy in counters on it, it can remove counters from things. And it's 2 mana. But big threats usually have some way to put counters on themselves, and it's usually easy to do. This card is more matchup dependent, similar to Doomblade, but it does offer utility if you happen to run into something you can't kill with it. Coming in at number 5, we have Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm is a 2 mana sorcery that destroys a creature or an enchantment, and you lose life equal to its mana value. Not a single restriction on this card, and is one of the only 2 cards that can hit enchantments in black, the other one being Withering Torment. Didn't make the list. It's a 3-drop. It is just not as good. But the downside to this is it hurts you for life, and it's limited to sorcery speed, and once again, like the last spell, you can't hit your own creatures. But Feed the Swarm can hit enchantments, so the problem that you had with the previous one is kind of mediated by Feed the Swarm. Coming in at number 4, we have Go for the Throat. This is a classic 2-mana instant, destroy a non-artifact creature. Now, it's very little restriction, it's 2 mana, we're getting to the cream of the crop here for kill spells. But the occasional time where you'll not think about it and go to kill a creature only to go, oh, wait a minute, that's an artifact, oh, shit. Very minor drawbacks, but they are there. That's why it's number 4. Taking our bronze medal is Infernal Grasp, what I believe to be the best 2-mana instant destroy target creature spell. Infernal Grasp has no restrictions whatsoever, with the only downside being you lose 2 life. In a game like Commander where you have 40, this isn't too big of a deal. I argue Infernal Grasp is just the best destroy target creature for a 2-mana payoff. But there are 2 kill spells in Commander that I feel are significantly better than Infernal Grasp. Coming in at number 2 is Deadly Relic, a 4-mana instant that if you control your commander, you can cast it for free, and you exile target creature. Now, it can be free, and it exiles instead of destroys, so if you have reanimating creatures and whatnot, it gets around that. But comes with the downside of you needing your commander out to be free, and otherwise it's a 4-mana kill spell, which is a little bit rough. But the ability to have a free kill spell in hand is pretty good. Also gets around indestructible because it's exile. One honorable mention I want to put onto this list is Fel the Profane. Fel the Profane can be placed in instead of a swamp, and it also hits planeswalkers in addition to creatures for a 4-mana instant, but it is 4 mana, and there is the opportunity cost of that land coming in tapped or paying 3 life for it, which is more than a shock. But I feel that this card is woefully underrated, and if you're running like 18 swamps, you might as well cut one for a Fel the Profane. Our gold medalist is Dismember, a 3-mana instant that target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. But what's this? 2 of that mana is Phyrexian. Yes, this could intentionally be a 1-mana kill spell. Gets around indestructible because of the -5/-5, and you can use it as a battle trick that people aren't expecting. Someone goes to block your 4/4 with their 6/6, well, now that creature's dead and yours lives. But it does take 4 health if you want to cast it for 1, and it is limited in scope to creatures with toughness 5 or less. But there is a reason that this card is used so often in CEDH games. It's cheap, it's efficient, it's effective, it gets the job done better than anything else in the game. Overall, Black has plenty of good kill spells, and I'm sure there's plenty I missed. Let me know if you learned anything. If you have other suggestions for good kill spells in Commander, let me know. There are some other good ones that just didn't make the list. Shoot the Sheriff comes to mind. Power Word Kill. But I just didn't think they were as good as our 10 contenders on this list. Like, comment, do the things that YouTube wants you to do. I have to shill, please. Send help. Catch you guys later.